And we're back. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am Matt Garces, along with my co-host Justin, here live talking about sports as we review the weekend that was the NFL divisional round. And unfortunately, my team did not make it to the championship game as a dismal performance took place. Justin, how are you feeling, bro?
Feeling good. Some good football this weekend. Big stakes. Know you're disappointed, but
Beyond disappointed, bro. Beyond disappointed.
good to be
Beyond
here.
disappointed. But hey, look, man, we'll get there as we'll break the show down even more. We'll talk about some things going on in the NFL world. Let's might as well start there. As we look now at your divisional round results. Ooh, that might be, yeah. Divisional round results as the Denver Broncos beat the Buffalo Bills in a controversial overtime win. The New England Patriots beat the Houston Texans in probably the worst performance I've ever seen out of a Texans quarterback, and I've seen a lot of terrible Texans quarterbacks. The Seattle Seahawks take down San Francisco 49ers 41-6, and the LA Rams walk away from Chicago 20-17 win in overtime. Justin, where would you like to start, man? Or do you want to go in order as the games happen?
You lead the way, man. However you want to do. Yeah, that'd be good. Let's go by the order of the games.
Well, then we're going to start with one of the most controversial calls in the history of the playoff as the Denver Broncos squeak away with the overtime win against the Buffalo Bills. Justin, as we saw, there was a controversial call with an interception called that we debated live on air. If you tuned in with us, which thank you to those who did, tuned into us with us live, as we watched and reviewed the fourth quarter of that game as it happened, Josh Allen did not have one of the best games of his life. Walked away crying. But that play in overtime with the Cooks McMillan catch, interception, non-catch, whatever you want to call it, simply determined the game in overtime. The Denver Broncos gave up a 10-point lead as Josh Allen did fumble. They fumbled the ball, went from down 3 to down 10 in a matter of 30 seconds. Josh Allen then leads them to take the lead, forcing the Broncos to come back and tie the game, taking this game to overtime, and then the controversy happens. As Brandon Cooks and McMillan seemingly fight over the ball in one of the controversial calls, the review quickly came and went, giving the ball to the Denver Broncos. Justin, what was your thoughts on the Broncos-Bills game?
Well, I see where everyone's calling it now. Apparently, it's called the catchception, is what I'm hearing people call it. And I think a good, first of all, banger of a game, man. What a game throughout that game was. And like you said, Josh didn't have one of his best games, but let's talk about what everyone wants to talk about, man. And I said it live, I think when we were live, that's a catch, man. That's the catch and down by contact. What's interesting is what you brought up earlier off of the show is that we've seen the same play almost twice after in the last two games. And they were ruled the other way, the original way that we thought it should have been ruled.
Yeah, the Devontae Adams has a catch against the Chicago Bears, and it's the same scenario. Devontae Adams makes the grab, hits the ground. The defender, at the same time as Devontae hits the ground, rips the ball. But in that game, they deemed it a catch by the offense, and which is it calls into the where is the referees this weekend made too big of an impact for me, bro. They made way too big of an impact, and as if to determine the game how they like to call it, getting a little too ticky-tacky, especially in games where you were letting them play for the most part, bro. But then in crucial points where you don't want to make a mistake, you're affecting the game to a grandstand, bro, and it's insane.
Yeah. I'm not sure I've seen the Bills get called for a penalty that entire game except for that last drive. And I think they got called for 2 or 3.
Yeah, they gave him a couple pass interferences at the end as the Broncos drove down the field to tie this game. And unfortunately for Denver fans, the Broncos will be without their quarterback, Bo Nix, as on the second to last play, which you go back and you watch it and you see how he fell down towards his ankle. He broke his ankle, needing surgery, which he will have tomorrow morning. And Jarrett Stidham will take on the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. And this is going to be his first start, his very first start. And what a hell of a game to start. Uh,
Man, if
I saw
there's ever
what I
never
saw.
root for somebody to get never root for someone to get hurt, but if
Well,
that's a football god's ball don't lie moment, ain't it? If I've ever seen one before.
I mean, bro, to not be rude about it, yeah, bro, because what happened previously to that is insane. The historical stat was, a guy Justin, the last person to start in a championship game this caliber was Roger Staubach back in them old Cowboys days, and
Roger Dodger.
it didn't go well for Roger either. They lost that game. Can Stidham get something done? I am unsure. I'm not fully confident, and man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be super tough, especially taking on the New England Patriots, whose defense seemingly played well enough to beat the Houston Texans, but it's gonna be a whole different program, as we know. Like he is experienced, bro, but it's not gonna be the same play call styles. And not gonna be the full playbook. He doesn't have the same abilities as a Bo Nix, where he can be mobile. He can, get
I
the
mean, bright side, you have a whole week to prepare, and you have Sean Payton. But
yes,
in my opinion, Denver's going to have to play the best football game that they've played all year by a long shot.
absolutely,
They
yeah.
even have a chance.
And to my point, I was trying to make, it's just I don't know if Stidham has what Bo Nix has when the chips are on the table and you're down in the fourth quarter. Can he bring you back into the game and force a force an overtime like Bo Nix did? Can he do that?
I mean, the Patriots defense is good too, man. So that's in that moment, that game, and to have to start in that game, that's just a tough ask, man. I think if you're Sean Payton, you're kind of like, let's play defense and take care of the ball, and that'll get you beat sometimes too. But I think that's your only choice. He's not going to go out there and spread it out
No,
and throw it all over the place.
a lot of quick game, a lot of running, just as fast as you can, get that ball out and don't let them affect you. Keep everything in front of you. Dink and dunk as much as you can, and hope to God that the defense stays solid like they have.
Yeah, I think that's the only chance they're going to have, man. That's just tough. That is tough. And the Patriots are well coached, so I imagine Vrabel's going to put some packages in to, he's going to put pressure in his face and see how he handles it because he's not started.
No,
So Vrabel's going to make life hard on him. He's not going to be conservative. He's gonna go after him and be aggressive with a quarterback who's not played any.
now this right here is the moment in question. As it's a lot, bang bang play for sure, but it's really hard, even in this angle right here. Brandon Cooks has that ball and he should be down by contact. There's no other way to explain it. You can Megatron rules, the catchception, whatever you want to say, bro. He falls on top of Cooks and then gets the ball out. In this scenario, Cooks' back is clean on the floor. He has possession of the ball. There's no bobbling. McMillan comes up with it after he gets up, but that's because Brandon Cooks is not completely out from the impact of the ground and McMillan falling on top of him, bro. And this is just going to be one of those ones. It's like you said, it's like what happened with the Cowboys and Des Bryant in Green Bay. It's going to be one of those controversial plays. It's going to hurt a lot worse, especially if the NFL does what they did to y'all and years later be like, you know what? We got it wrong. But this call, especially if you go back to listen to our reactions, when we get the replay, we're like, wow, that is not an interception. That is a catch, clean catch, all day clean.
They really didn't even review it. That's
They
what was mind-boggling.
reviewed it and moved on. They quickly reviewed it and moved on. That's the problem,
You have to take time to get that right because that's essentially ball game.
bro. It determined the whole game, bro. It determined the entirety
I mean,
of that.
that's field goal range in overtime after each team has had a possession. That's ball game.
Yes, absolutely, bro. Yes, I mean, because
You can pull up a lot of things in this game. I mean, yes, Josh didn't have his best game. He missed, at the end of.
Josh did turn the ball over. They had 5 turnovers for sure. They they did not hold on to the ball well at all. And then the way he ended the first half, bro, like where he's running, he like
Bro, what a horrible
you
call.
see it, bro. Like, why are you running open palm, carrying the ball, and wondering why they slap the ball out of your hand, bro? Like you're you're the MVP, the most experienced quarterback on the AFC side of the football. Like, why are you making these mistakes? How?
Yeah, and I thought that was a bad play call too. And I said it, I think, on the show when it happened. Or no, we weren't on the show, but I said it when it happened. I said that might cost the coach the game. I mean, his job, and it might have. And I called it. I said it. And I texted you guys. That's going to cost him his job if they lose this game. Now,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Go ahead, finish your point. Go ahead.
at the end of all of that, though, no matter what's happened to that point, it's overtime. They have to get that call right. That's a catch. I mean, it's I'm a Cowboy fan, so I had PTSD watching. That's their version of the catch, no catch.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, bro. And as you were alluding to, similar to Mike Tomlin, the Buffalo Bills this morning have relieved Sean McDermott of his duties, and they're on the search for a new head coach. Brandon Bean, somehow, I don't agree with. He gets a promotion as he's going to run the football operations and search for a new head coach, arguably making the Buffalo Bills one of the better jobs to take, as you for sure know you have a quarterback. You got a quarterback all day in Josh Allen. You just got to be able to. Who could be that guy to get them over that hump is the question.
I saw something really interesting that people were talking about, and they were saying that Buffalo should just that it's probably not a possibility, but if you're Buffalo, why not give a call down to San Francisco and call Shanahan and see if maybe he'd want to come in with Josh?
Hmm. I think it's going to be about who's more comfortable and who's more familiar with who Josh is comfortable with and who's more familiar with him. I think that's why people are leaning to the Joe Thomases and the Brian Dayballs of the world. Brian Dayball, especially to me, because he helped develop Josh into the quarterback that he was from. If you remember years ago when Josh Allen got into this league, we kept saying like this dude's getting better and better and better each year that went by. Like he's got a new wrinkle and he's that much better. So I don't know about Shanahan. I don't like the Shanahan play because that doesn't really fit the offense that Josh Allen is good in, and there's not a lot of weapons for him to use in Buffalo to play that style of West Coast offense.
That is one thing the next coach has got to get through to the upper management. And maybe that's something the new GM promised when getting the promotion. But, I mean, you have got to get him some weapons, man. I mean, you have Cooks, but I saw today where Cooks leads the league in fumbles.
Bro, you have to get weapons out there, bro. He's got 2 tight ends and he got Cook at running back, bro. Like that's not enough. That's not enough.
No, you need a true number one and a good number two for that guy. I mean, how do you not have, if I'm the Bills, I'm reaching out maybe thinking about A.J. Brown.
Yeah. Bro, even shoot your shot at Justin Jefferson if you can, bro. If you can, because the Vikings are going to be searching for a quarterback too. And I stated on one of our earlier shows this year who would be more reliable to ask for a trade. And I've left it at that. Ask for a trade. I don't think Justin Jefferson not only should, he don't deserve to sit through another quarterback to see if it's going to work or not, bro. His prime is coming.
To get out of Minnesota, man. He needs to just get out of there, dude.
Bro. Yeah, completely agree. Moving on to the next game. The next number 1 seed played on Saturday as the Seattle Seahawks once again, similar to their last game of the regular season, absolutely dominate the San Francisco 49ers. Bro, the Seattle Seahawks look like a monster of a team to take on, bro. They're like a wagon on fire running downhill, and they're taking out everything in their sight. Their defense looks like one of the best defenses in the entire league, and Sam Darnold found his fit for sure. Sam Darnold found his fit with the weapons he has in Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith, and Jigma. They're running the ball quite well. They're moving that ball, and they're dominating. They got a real good test in a familiar foe once again. And that's another thing, bro. The NFC West proved without a doubt, even with the low-level Cardinals out there, proved they were the best division in football this year, bro. What did you take out of this game, San Francisco taking on Seattle?
I think it's clear that Seattle's got to be your favorite at this point. They just look like the most complete team on both sides of the ball. I mean, I wasn't surprised by the result. San Francisco's just too injured. I think even healthy, I think they're a far stories ahead from getting to Seattle. I think Seattle's way ahead of them.
Yeah.
Even healthy, I think their league's better than them. And San Francisco's gotten old, so it's like they're getting injured, and even when they are there, they're a little bit slower, and that's come from losing people. You finally paid a quarterback, and now you don't. It seemed like every year before they paid Purdy, they're going out and getting all the names every offseason. Big names, midseason, Christian McCaffrey's. But now they don't have the money or the means to do that.
Yeah. They're kind of in that Green Bay situation where they're going to be tight on cap and not a lot of wiggle room unless you want to give somebody up with a name. And a lot of those names you have to offer up, they're not going to be as valuable because they all got hurt, bro. The Warners, the Ayuks, Kittle, they're all coming off injuries, and then you don't even know what's going on with Ayuk because he's always been rumored to be traded, and he's a healthy scratch apparently, and he's never even just decided I'm not going to play here. And could that have hurt? Absolutely, bro. Because at the end of the day, they ran out of weapons. They as much as I joked around with it, they have an injury plague out there, bro. And I don't know what it could possibly be or what could be done to fix it. But it seems like the San Francisco 49ers are hurt year round, 365 days a year, bro. I don't know what it could possibly be. I don't know what you could add or subtract to help the 49ers get up there. But their window, the teams around them got passed. The San Francisco 49ers were guys that make the NFC and Super Bowl just, not granted they haven't pulled one in since the 90s, but bro, the Seattle Seahawks have now surpassed them, and now they're there. The Los Angeles Rams are back. Who's to say what's going to happen with the Cardinals if they get the right guy, bro? But there's no telling when the San Francisco 49ers can pull it together. Is it a GM decision? Is it something on the team itself? If you get younger, you're going to have to sacrifice all the name players you have. To me, like I agree with you, you have to look at Seattle as one of your favorites, bro, because they're just so well put together. And they're another one of those teams that in a matter of 2 years, bro, 2 years, they have turned this program all the way back around from where Pete Carroll had it on the back end of his tenure. And here they are, NFC Championship game. It's
I mean, it's
incredible.
very possible we're going to get the rematch that Seattle's probably been dying for after that debacle that was the not hand the ball off on the goal line, interception Malcolm Butler game. So I think that's a very strong possibility. That's where I'd put my money on. But yeah, you're right about all that. Yeah, I'm even hearing conspiracies in San Francisco about some kind of power plant that they practice right next to, and that's causing injury. That's how injured they've been, though.
You're just looking for answers, bro. At this point, you're just looking for answers.
So yeah, I mean, San Francisco really, they just didn't belong in that game. They got you got to give them credit. They got the most that they were going to get out of their season. So strong season with everything that happened, but I just think they're going to slowly start to fall to the bottom of that division.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Now let's move on to one of the worst games I've ever experienced in this goddamn history of this franchise. Excuse my language, Mom, if you are tapped in for a second. The Houston Texans went into Foxborough, and C.J. Stroud completely folded on my team as they lost 16-28. C.J. Stroud, once again playing for both teams, decided to spot the New England Patriots 14 points on a lot of terrible decisions. For some god-awful reason, he decides to, instead of run or taking a sack, tries to throw the ball and make a play, and he's just throwing punts in the air to the defense. A lot of bad reads. The ball's coming out of his hand poorly. Drake May was pressured by the Houston Texans defense as he fumbled the ball 4 times, losing 2 of them. But he played a cleaner game than CJ. And like I said, in the build-up to this game, it's going to come down to what quarterback played the cleaner game and scored on every opportunity that their defense presented them. The New England Patriots were that team. And outside of that, this pretty much was me watching this game on Sunday, bro. What were your thoughts watching this game, reviewing this game live with me as I damn near crashed out over them? Your thoughts, Patriots, Texans. Go ahead.
Well, I know you're hurting. I agree with you, man. That was one of the worst abysmal quarterback performances I've ever seen. I thought the defense played well enough to win. I think even if CJ just takes care of the ball in that game, man, and is conservative, you're going to be in a close, nail biting game. But he just would not. He single handedly lost that game. I hate to say it, but I mean, it was bad, man. Like I was telling you, I understand. I get if my court, like if Dak, for instance, I'm a Cowboys fan, so my quarterback, if he gets fooled by coverage, they send somebody back, he didn't see him. You can live with those things, but to panic because you're getting sacked and to just throw it punt style in the air in that moment in any game. I mean, you learn that in high school. Just dirt the ball, man. I mean, you that I've never seen nothing like that, man.
Go down. Just go down. Take the sack. I don't know what it is in his mental. For some god awful reason, in his mind, he thinks taking a sack is just the worst thing you could possibly do. When he's turned and listening to his press conference and audio, I know you said you like we had to say, but it was more than a bad day. You've had a bad couple of weeks, buddy, and you made the same mistakes in Pittsburgh. You carried it over to New England and made those same mistakes. Why are you trying to throw the ball with somebody on your throwing arm and somebody wrapped around your waist? Just go down, tuck the ball, go down. And there's another thing, something about CJ Stroud. Either it's being coached or it's being just implemented in his head somehow, or he thinks this himself. He refuses to run with the ball. I don't get it. Because when he did run in that New England game at a pointless point in that game, he did fine. He's not the fastest quarterback in the world. He's no Lamar Jackson, but he can scamper forward for a few yards and give yourself a third and manageable.
I mean, he is fast. I mean, I think that's what's frustrating. No, he's not Lamar, but he is fast and elusive.
Yeah, he
I
can
mean,
throw
more so than a lot of other quarterbacks.
for 4 yards. But it's like I was saying, it's something. It has to be coached to where he's being told, "Don't run, make the play," and
I mean,
that's bad.
sometimes he's got to get, especially because that New England pressure was getting there. I mean, your O line struggled yesterday. Texans O line struggled yesterday, and so if you know that pressure is there, man, be ready to run. I mean, you got to be ready to go. And yeah, he just didn't have. Overall, his season wasn't great. I mean, let's be honest. Overall, he had. This is probably the worst season of football he's played
In a while.
probably
In a
since high school. I mean, because he never. I mean,
and
so
that's
I mean, I thought credit
problem.
to the Patriots.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Credit to the Patriots. They played really well. But you just get the feeling that it was more of, and the Patriots, let me go on record because I said this on the show. So let me let everyone know I was wrong about the Patriots. That team is for real. I've been doubting them all season. That team is for real. But even yesterday, not taking credit away from the Patriots, it felt more like bad Texans, especially on the offensive side of the ball, mainly on the offensive side of the ball, than it did just the Patriots being great. Because y'all hung in that game with, I mean, it seemed like it was interception after interception after interception. And he could have had 4 interceptions. I counted 4 dropped interceptions or missed opportunities for the Patriots to pick the ball off on the first 2 drives.
Yeah, he could have had up to 10 interceptions. The other team just didn't catch him. That's
And I don't know if it was nerves because he did come out in the second half and played much better. He looked more comfortable.
But that's what I don't get either, bro. It's not like this is his first playoff appearance. He's made the playoffs all 3 years. He's been the quarterback, and it's the divisional round. He's been
I
here.
think maybe I was thinking about this.
Baltimore. He's been to Kansas City, and now he's been to New England. Toughest places to play in the playoffs. He just for some this year, okay? Because Kansas City last year, like I said, I don't put that loss last year because there was nobody out there. We limped into the playoffs. You lost Tank Dell. You're losing Joe Mixon. Nico's trying to stay healthy. You had no Diggs, and then you ended that game. CJ Stroud got hurt in that game. First year, you're a rookie. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. This is our first year playing together. We need more weapons. But this game yesterday was all his fault, bro. And I understand people trying to shoot CJ Bale, trying to stick up for him, like Will Anderson. Like, hey, I still think you're the best guy. D'Amico Ryans, he's still our guy. But nothing about yesterday. If you take away the 2 picks, the 2 turnovers that scored, bro, you still win by 2 points. You win 16-14. It's insane. It's He turned the ball in 2 weeks, bro. He turned the ball over 8 times. 8 times, bro. Any other quarterback is getting yanked out of the game. Any other
Yeah.
quarterback is getting yanked out of the game. And also,
Yeah.
whatever
There was even a point of that game where I thought that they should have sat him.
whatever media person in the press conference was like, CJ, did you ever think about taking yourself out of the game? That's a stupid fucking question. What quarterback is ever gonna be like, you know what? Get me out, bro. It's not it. It's not it. I take me out of the game. Like that's just fucking dumb to ask Stroud himself. But obviously, the conversation was had to take this man out of the game to give your team some kind of a chance. He wasn't right. Granted, he came out of halftime a lot better, but you were already way behind the gun, bro. You were already way behind. No room for mistakes, and you just couldn't generate any offense because you were already down Nico Collins. Woody Marks gets hurt. Then at the same time, you lose Schultz, and then oh man. And then I'm blanking on his name. I'm blanking Cade. He whatever hospital ball you threw him, he tears his LCL. Like you're just losing everything left and right, bro. And then don't get me wrong, I like Noel and I like Higgins, but they're first year guys, bro. They're not ready for that spot right now. Justin, as we talked about also, it's a matter of the conversation is going to come up to pay CJ Stroud, obviously. And I'm on the side to not pay him. 5th year option. Let's see what you do. You have next year. But at the same time, if I'm going to put him in that position, you have to put more around CJ. Give him his best chance possible to prove himself. Because if he goes out there with the same guys, we don't have a running back still. You're putting a Tank Dell who's coming off not only ripping apart his ACL but ripping apart his knee itself with Nico, with Schultz. That's not giving him a fair shake. So I plead, build a better O-line. Go find a number 2 receiver.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. I wondered last night actually, I was thinking about this game. I wonder if the bad performance in Pittsburgh is what had his jitters. I wonder if he thought too much about the bad game that he had. Instead of being able to, everyone's had a bad playoff game. It just happens. But I feel like he let that Pittsburgh game linger into this game.
Yeah.
And maybe that because, like you said, he's been in these games before. He's done this before in bigger places and against Dynasty, who he knew was a dynasty. It's just I wonder if that Pittsburgh game was in his head all week, and coming out he was just super nervous because it just looked like he was almost like he was trying to force it.
It could be a thought that he's trying to overcorrect himself, and
right.
He's really like, don't mess this up, make the play. But bro, you're better than that, bro. You weren't, and I hate to do this to him too because like you're saying don't quit bringing up like the rookie year, but bro, you weren't doing that the first year.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, your offense has to get better though. I mean, and that's a good point because your O line was bad, and Nico needs help, man. There's just you have Nico and nobody else. Schultz is a good tight end, but he's not great. I mean, he's decent, but he's not the top tight ends in the league. No. He'd be good. Schultz would be good as long as you have other pieces, but you need another piece.
Schultz is good as that security blanket that he is for sure. But it's like I was saying. I like Higgins, I like Noel, but they got to develop. I love Tank Dell, but this is going to be his first year back next year, coming off the horrific injury that he had. So we don't know if he's going to have his speed, if he's going to have the same get off on the line, if he's going to be able to just continue to not only recover. It's mainly going to be a recovery year for him. Let's be honest.
It is.
But to just, like I said, make CJ earn it. But if you're going to make him earn it, give him a fair shot with a better offense. Other than that, pay Will Anderson before the end of the year comes up.
Yeah, that man is incredible.
There is zero debate on Will Anderson. He within the next 5 years is going to be with from here to 5 years now is going to be the number one edge rusher, arguably best defensive player in the NFL. This young man out of Alabama is incredible. And it makes trading all those picks to Arizona completely worth it. Completely worth it. One of the best decisions was to trade for that number 3 pick to go back to back. You got CJ, you got Will, and the debate for me, because it was a debate amongst Texans fans, you pay Will first. Will has earned that money. Give CJ his shot, build that offense, go from there. If not, we know what we need to do. But moving on to the last game of the weekend was
Last point of that, you know what I can't help but to do? Sorry to cut you off. You know what I can't? I do this with Dallas all the time. But thinking about Houston and Will Anderson, I always do this with Dallas. Like, if only their times would have meshed even a little bit, you could have had Will and JJ on the same line. Oh,
oh,
man.
oh, if only, bro.
I always do that with like Demarcus Ware and Demarcus Lawrence. You know,
Yeah,
just a
it's
thought. Like,
same thing, bro. Yeah, you want to see like, man, if you had these two guys together, if I could have had Nico and D Hop together, that would have been awesome. Like, just
it's
kind of
not the same caliber there though, because
to be
Will
able to
Anderson, because JJ Watt was generational, and Will Anderson looks like he's well on his way to taking over the number one spot as a
absolutely,
top pass rusher.
absolutely, because he just wrecks games. He wrecks games. He jumps off the screen. His tape is one of the best you've ever seen out there for a third-year player. And once he starts racking up sacks and making more noise like that, I guarantee he's going to be one of the best. But back on track, final game, Rams, Bears, one of the best games I've seen, bro. And like we said, it helped it added more fuel to the fire of the controversy from the Bills and the Broncos game because, like we said, Devontae Adams had a similar situation. He was declared down and he caught it. Caleb Williams with one of the one of the craziest circus plays you've ever seen. I mean, you only doing like Madden, bro, where you run all the way back, you're back 15 yards, and you just huck that thing to the end zone. But take that game to overtime. Unfortunately, he throws his third pick of the game, and that was another big notable thing, right? The teams that for sure won their turnover battle outside of that Seattle San Francisco game, those are the teams that won. Mistakes, zero room. But Caleb Williams looks like a guy to me, bro. He looks like he'll be good in this league. Just a lot of little mistakes as the Rams move on, returning to the NFC Championship game after selling out for that first Super Bowl and doing not a rebuild, but a reload of what they needed. And here they are once again as they capitalize on their turnovers in Chicago. Justin, your thoughts from this game that took place on Soldier Field?
Well, firstly, kudos to the Bears in their season, man. Who saw that coming? And I'm with you. I think Keller Williams is absolutely going to be a dude, man. That dude is his first year of Ben Johnson compared to last year, he's a completely different player. And can you imagine after they have time to gel together and get, they've had a full season under their belts now. So
Yeah.
now they know what they need to work on. That team is going to be here to stay, man, for real. And that play was unbelievable.
Insane, bro.
I mean,
Like I
that play was unbelievable. What an arm.
it's a Madden level play, bro. Like what in the
And
what was
it's not going to stick the same because of the loss. But man, that's one of the best plays you're going to see all season in the playoffs.
yes.
And the Rams, man, the Rams are just the Rams, man. Sean McVay needs a lot of credit, man. That dude is a great coach. And
Absolutely.
he's got them rolling. They have that guy Stafford, and they're going to be a challenge for, I think Seattle's the favorite, but it wouldn't shock me in the least if the Rams go there and play well because you also have to remember there was
Divisional.
a time there was a time of the season where the Rams looked like the best team in football, man, by a long shot. And they just kind of fell off a little bit. But if they start finding that gel, and they did everything yesterday. I mean, there was bad moments, good moments, but there was times they played great offense, times they played great defense.
Bro, yeah, absolutely. They look it's gonna be a very fun competitive game. I like the look of that game. We'll give a little more insight as we get closer to the weekend. like, bro, it's like we said, so unfortunate that that play wasn't the one to determine, like, man, this is the game. They did it. Wow, what a moment for Caleb Williams in his second year, right? Yeah, second year. Man, what a moment. But
A lot of people thought they should have went for 2 there as well.
I mean, it's like we talked about earlier, bro. It's just I don't. You were driving down the field. The offense was moving, and that's why I say, hey, let's take it to overtime. Where our defense is making stops, we're slowing these guys down. Our offense can get down there and score as long as we make another stop. Which and all that was working up until that turnover, bro. As much as you put it on Caleb Williams, DJ Moore completely just stopped running on that route. Granted, they didn't have to go deep. That play, it was like 2nd and 8 at that time. But if you're getting down the field in big chunk plays like they were, I see why they did it, bro. But I'd rather play it safe and just let's go to overtime like they did. They were driving. They could have won that game, but all in all, we will see what happens now. Going back out to, like we said, McDermott was let go in Buffalo. Kevin Stefanski, John Harbaugh take over the jobs in Atlanta and New York Giants, respectively. Justin, does the Buffalo job become more attractive than that Baltimore job? You got two top 5 quarterbacks who need a head coach. And when was the last time we saw 10 head coaching jobs available like this, bro? In mass at that. A big shift in the NFL has shown up. A new era possibly could be beginning, but the balance of power is moving around. As we saw, the New England Patriots have returned with their new head coach, who Tennessee, who needs another coach, must be kicking themselves right now and saying awful things about their owner. Justin, what do you think about these jobs that are left available? Must note, the Miami Dolphins have hired Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. He was one of those guys, the younger guys that people wanted to take a shot on. Let's get this young mind something in here to boost up this defense, and let's see what he does. And he's in a predicament with the whole Tua situation and Tyreek, and what do you do? How do you rebuild? Justin, what's the best job on this board?
Well, it's obvious it's one of two. It's got to be Buffalo or Baltimore. And I guess it would depend for me um, what coach it is, right? Because it's hard, man. Because if you're an offensive guy, pick your point. If you're an offensive guy, well, pick your poison, man. You either get Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, or you go get Josh Allen. Defensively, you're probably. Buffalo had the best passing defense in the league. So any one of those two jobs, followed by third would probably be the Pittsburgh job.
Yep.
And everywhere else, man.
I don't even know about third for Pittsburgh, because you don't even know if you have a quarterback or not, and who are you going to put in there at quarterback. Like, Baltimore's got a quarterback, Buffalo's got a quarterback, Cleveland has a handful of quarterbacks, and you got young Cam Ward, who not a lot of people like in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
It's a dilemma. It's something that you really have to, and it's like I said, going for that New York job, which Harbaugh played hardball with him. And he's like, I want control. I want to be in charge of this team. I understand your position, but we've seen your performance going into the league. It's it's iffy.
That's a good hire for New York, man.
No, it's a great hire. I like Stefanski in Atlanta too, because I think he's going to be the one to put Kirk Cousins back in the starting position. If I had my pick, I would bring Brian Daboll back. If not, man, Las Vegas. If you're gonna start with Mendoza and you're gonna have Bowers and you're gonna have Genty, Daboll needs to go to Las Vegas, bro. Daboll needs to go to Las Vegas.
He would develop that offense, but you almost feel like he'd need a good D coordinator there.
Yeah, he needs
a really strong defensive coordinator as a head coach, and then, well, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at Sean McDermott now too. He just became a top hire. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, bro. He's going to be a name. He's the next new top name of people that are available. I think it's going to be him. And a lot of people aren't bringing up Mike McCarthy, bro, which is a shock to me. I thought McCarthy was a good enough coach.
Well, he's interviewing everywhere.
But you figured he would have had a job by now.
Yeah, I
There,
thought he was going to be a top name.
I mean, because here in the next like month or so, bro, the music's gonna stop, and we don't know who's gonna take up a job next, bro. And I don't see any other coaches getting fired, especially the 4 teams that are left in the playoff. I don't see nobody else getting fired. So this is
Well,
it.
he's a little underrated coach too, man. He was a good coach. He won in Dallas, man. I mean, he was with us for 5 years. He had 3 12-win seasons, and the other seasons he had losing seasons. He lost that.
Hmm.
His playoff success wasn't what it needed to be. But I mean, he's a good coach, man. He's gonna win you some games.
Absolutely. Well, that's why I was questioning, like, because he's kind of doing Pittsburgh the same way he did Dallas with flirting with the owners and kind of being there reviewing. So it's like, why not give him a chance?
And he's from Pittsburgh. I said that mid-season. I thought that he if the when the moment the Tomlin stuff started going out, I called Mike McCarthy to Pittsburgh just because I know he's from Pittsburgh, and that kind of seems like it'd be a good fit. Give him a little control over that offense and let him pick his guys. Via trades or you know in the draft.
Yeah, bro. But the big
Because I
problem,
am hearing that I guess it's pretty much a done deal. Rodgers isn't going back.
who is your quarterback at the end of the day? Who is your quarterback?
You got to
It's
go get somebody.
it's rumored that Aaron Rodgers might come back, but do you even want old man Rodgers to come back at this point?
No, you just lost your coach of 20 plus years. It's time to rebuild.
Yeah.
You pay DK, so you're probably stuck with him. Um, but you also you pay a lot of money on your defense, man, and
A lot.
they underperform. You have the top paid defense, and you spend more money on defense than anyone in the NFL, and they were not good. They're old.
Yeah, they left a lot to be desired on that defense, bro. It brings up the question, if you're gonna completely rebuild, what do you do? Do you trade some of those pieces? Because it's not like they're super young on that end of the ball either. Like TJ Watt's one of your younger guys. You still got a Cam Hayward, you got a Jalen Ramsey out there. Not, if you if you do completely rebuild, I would say that it would be the reason to maybe not bring McCarthy in. Maybe you want a younger voice. Just completely go all the way young, new quarterback, new brand, somebody that you want to take a shot on to help develop this team. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be questionable.
Yeah, I
But
think you got to make some trades there, man, and get better quick because you're not drafting well either. So like you're not in a high draft pick.
you're not in a good position to draft either because you get those mid to back high picks, bro. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like there's not a lot of high top caliber talent coming out of there in that
yeah,
position.
that's tough.
But to wrap it up here, bro, the college football national championship is tonight as the Indiana Hoosiers take on the Miami Hurricanes.
Woo.
The point spread is currently set at 8 in favor of the Indiana Hoosiers, who were my pick as the bracket was revealed. Justin, how do you see this game playing out tonight live in front of America?
I think this game will be competitive, more competitive than people think. I think Miami's going to come out ready to play, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Carson Beck and Mendoza. And how can you not trust Mendoza? They have, and the entire Indiana team, they're well coached. They're good on defense. They're physical. They make plays on offense. Their quarterback can improvise and do what he needs to do. He's never shaken. I mean, I think it was in the who they play in the first round.
Who? Miami?
Indiana. They played who's they beat?
Remember
There's one.
they beat Bama and they beat Oregon. They had a bye week.
There was a game where Mendoza got absolutely smoked on the very first play of the game. And he just shook it off and got up.
You might be thinking of the Big Ten championship game
Yeah,
against.
maybe. But that kind of poise right there for him, man. And then he's so good. He looks by far and away the best quarterback in college football. That team, they look like an NFL team to me. So I'm in favor of Indiana winning. I kind of agree that I can see with what you said earlier. I kind of feel like it's going to be competitive until probably the end, maybe midway through the fourth quarter. And I think they'll pull away a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout. I've seen some scores of like 40-14. I don't think that's happening.
I think this is going to be a lot more competitive game than people are saying, I think it's going to be a super physical game. It'll be close until where I'm leaning. It's going to be close until Indiana pulls away. I like Miami. They're super physical. They're well coached together, similar to the Indiana Hoosiers, but the Indiana Hoosiers are just on a tear, bro. They're on a tear. They're a team of destiny, and they're not to be denied. If I was to give a final score, I'm thinking something like, let's go 35-23 in favor of the Hoosiers as they walk away in Miami as a national championship, bro. What do you got?
I'm going to go 28-17.
Ooh.
I'm going 28-17, and I think it's going to be in the range of like 21-17 pretty late. And I think they score late, go up 2 scores, and get a stop. But I do think if I'm Miami in this game, man, which we're an hour and 5 minutes away, I'm seeing,
Yes, sir.
I'm being aggressive. I'm being super aggressive because you're not going to sit back in coverage or he's going to pick you apart or they're going to run the ball. So on defense, I'm being aggressive. I'm being physical. I'm coming after him. On offense, I'm going to try to get Carson Beck going early. He's been much better this year, but there's things about him I still don't trust. And that's why I'm not picking Miami. But it's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be a lot better than people think, I think. And
Oh,
and for Miami, I think Ole Miss might be a better team than what people are giving them credit for. So a lot of people are saying that because of the competitive game that they had against Ole Miss. But that team was pretty damn good, man.
bro, it's just people took them. People like me took them out of it after what happened with Lane Kiffin, bro. You think people would just check out after that, bro? If you lose your head coach and a quarter of your staff, they came together. They were still a good team, bro. They
Yeah, I
played.
mean, to lose your head coach, though, and with all the media coverage that they got for that, and then to a quarter of your staff, and then you go and beat Georgia and you compete well, you were in that game against Miami. That team was pretty good, man.
Oh yeah, bro, absolutely. But wrapping it up, we've got our picks in. We're both riding with the Hoosiers in a close game, and it should be competitive. Hopefully, you would hate to have like a stinker in the national championship, man. But that has been the show. We might be back this weekend to preview and predict the NFL, AFC, and NFC championship on Sunday. We are looking to go live Saturday night as the UFC has their first card on Paramount Plus. Patty the Batty, Justin Gaethje. We got Derek Lewis on the card. You got Sean O'Malley on the card. We'll see how it goes, man. But for Justin, I am Matt Garces. This has been Talking About Sports with Matt Garces. Thanks for tuning in. Like and sub, share. Justin, any social media or platforms you want to shout out, as we also will go streaming live next week, starting next week on these platforms, Twitch and YouTube, in some Warzone. Any platform.
Go follow White Mamba 0417 on YouTube and Twitch, man. Streaming Warzone there.
Don't follow that guy, bro. But like I said, for Justin, I am Matt Garces. Thanks for tuning into the show. We will be back. See you guys on the next one. Peace.